Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Christina. So today I have a ton of Dollar General Believe Beauty items that I want to share with you my thoughts. I've been wearing them, testing them out, and trying them for few days now, some of them longer than a few days, like the Believe Beauty foundation, but I had a lot of friends and different people ask me about these products or even make comments on some pictures where I was wearing these products, and I appreciate all of your kind comments. I felt like it's necessary to make this video. I know I previously made a video where I wasn't really wearing any makeup. I'm not feeling as confident recently. I'm kind of breaking out a little bit more. And so, I'm enjoying kind of a very light, enhancing your natural beauty type look without expensive products from these large businesses. And I'm kind of excited to support a small beauty brand that is only sold in Dollar General. I had a friend that was like, I'm gonna order some online. And I was like, I wish you could order it online, because I've tried to order it online and it literally says you can only purchase it in store. So I've been posting on my Instagram stories. If you don't follow my Instagram, here it is down here at Kindly Christina. But I did post a little bit about my thoughts, but I want to do an entire review for you guys because I'm really liking this stuff a lot, surprisingly, and it's really affordable. So I'm gonna start and just do a whole face. I actually have to go to work today, later this evening. So I want to put on some makeup, and I figured why not just film this and show you guys what I like to do for makeup and use all of these products. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the Believe Beauty foundation. This is the shade Buff. I said this on my Instagram stories. I'm gonna tell you guys, I have never ever had a foundation that matched my skin perfectly, and this is somehow it. I have looked high and low for the perfect undertones, all of that jazz. I have a personal favorite Estee Lauder foundation that I use on special occasions, but I haven't bought it since. And this, I don't even understand. It outperforms it, but also it's like the perfect color for me. It's just amazing. Nessie likes it too. You like the foundation? It's literally so wonderful. So I'm really excited to throw this on for you. I did purchase the Believe Beauty sponge as well. Oh, thank you. I really don't like this sponge, if I'm being honest. The shape is just not that great. It's kind of like too tough for me. I prefer something that's soft. I do like the texture. It isn't too spongy feeling, like some beauty blenders. I have a sapphire colored one. My beauty blender is just so spongy feeling. It almost has like a texture. This is really smooth, but it's just a little bit dense. It's not wet. I honestly don't prefer my sponges wet. I prefer them like maybe slightly damp from like the day before, but I just have never really been a wet kind of girl. I tried it both ways, and I just don't really have much of a preference, but I know I don't like it wet, so what's the point of making it wet? But I don't really like the shape either. I just feel like it's really inconvenient. Maybe it's great the flat side if you want to bake, but I prefer more of like a more harsh, like pointier point. I don't know if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one pump. This is about how thick it is. I freaking love this color. Just take one pump and I'm going to dab it on. This color is perfectly neutral. I have very in-between skin. You know how they say like, oh, look at your veins. If your veins are purple, you have this undertone, or if your veins are green, you have this undertone. For me, my veins are purple and green, so I have neutral undertones, and finding something that's actually neutral is kind of difficult. I also really love this under my eyes. I'll explain a little bit more about that later, but this is what it kind of looks like. And then I'm going to take the back side of this sponge, not the side with the blush, we'll get to that too, but the side with the foundation, and I'm just going to push it into the skin. I just realized that I really needed to put this on HD for you guys, so I just switched my settings. Sorry about that. I guess since I do have the sunlight right here, you can see what it looks like in direct sunlight. I'm gonna just push in anything else that I don't have pushed into my skin. You can see there's a nice natural glow. I'm gonna try to get a little closer. but really it blends out so easily. I mean, I feel like you don't even have to be good at makeup to make this work. I'll go back into kind of like that natural shaded light. This is what it looks like. Medium to full coverage. I still have about this much on my hand here. I'm going to take anything left over on that point. I want to say that I feel like this sponge really soaks up a ton. But I'm going to take that point and I'm going to put more under my eyes. I don't really prefer a lighter concealer shade anyways. I'm going to put a tiny bit more under my other eyes. I actually like when my under eyes look the same as the rest of my skin. I think it looks way more natural, just for my type of dark circles that I have. Yeah, I will say I've been using this foundation for months now. I freaking love it. I just had never reached out to try any of the other products. So, love it. It wears really well. When it's wearing off, it actually comes off. It doesn't get patchy or it doesn't change formula. It just wears off really naturally. It's so great. So I wasn't sure what to expect from their concealer. I got this You're Covered liquid concealer. This one is in the shade Biscuit. And I was like, okay, I didn't have high expectations for this, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. The first day that I tried it, I loved it so much. And then there was another day that I tried it and I layered it a ton and it does not look as good layered. So I will say that, but I think it still is a really reasonable, awesome concealer. I think it's only a few dollars when you use it sparingly. So recently I kind of have been doing like an under eye contouring thing going on. So I'm just gonna show you, this is what I'm doing to give myself kind of like a more lifted eye, is I'm just placing it in certain areas and tiny amounts. This is the small amount that I use. And then I'm gonna take this corner of this sponge. I hate using this sponge, but I'm using it for the sake of this video. And I'm gonna try to blend that out nicely. I just feel like there's definitely better sponge options out there for similar prices. I'm gonna take what's left over and I'm gonna put it on this here. It does sit really nicely. I haven't tried it with powder because I don't really wear powder, just because I have relatively dry skin, but it sets pretty nicely. It will crease. I always have had creasy eyes, so maybe it's just me, but it has creased on me, but it's really not a problem. And then just taking any extra and putting it on spots where you feel like there's discoloration. And yeah, so this is the base, medium coverage. It enhances what I already have. The color is so perfect. Like I didn't put any on my neck and you can't even really tell the difference. You could try to blend it out. Probably needs to blend it out a little bit, but I've just had no problems with this color with anything. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm really loving the complexion products for the price. The foundation's only $5. I think the concealer is only $4. Really freaking awesome. So what I'm going to do next is I got the Believe Beauty. This is in the shade Golden Sienna bronzer. I'm going to put a little bit on. I don't really wear much bronzer nowadays, but I'm going to put a little bit on. I will say I feel like the pan is kind of small. Like the borders are just kind of big. It makes the pan maybe look smaller, but I mean, it was such a reasonable price. It doesn't matter. When I first used this, it did have quite a bit of fallout. And it also has a little bit of sheen to it, but at first it was concerning, but now I'm not even worried. I haven't seen too much of fallout issues, but I'm just going to take a tiny amount of this, really just like a super natural amount, and just add a tiny bit of color. I'm really not loving that streaky look that a lot of people have, and I'm still seeing that streaky look, and I'm not sure why. I mean, no hate, no judging on people, but I just don't know like why streaky contour bronzer is still in. I personally am not into that, but I feel like it's still kind of a trend and I'm just not really living for it, but that's just my opinion. But I'm just taking what's left, putting it on my forehead here. Okay, I'm trying to get a little closer. Don't mind my background. I've been studying and getting rid of stuff. This is natural light, what my skin is looking like with the bronzer, the concealer, the facial products, just like straight direct light. And then this is a more shadowed look, what it looks like really not bad for such reasonably priced products. Okay, I am just gonna take a little bit of that bronzer on a small brush and slightly contour my nose. Oh, that was a bit of color. I like this color because it's not too orangey. That's what I was trying to avoid. And then I'm just gonna kind of try to fluff and blend. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of that bronzer as well, and I'm gonna put it on my eyes. I'm gonna try to get a little closer so you can get a nicer idea of what my skin is looking like. This bronzer looks really, really nice. It is pretty shimmery, and I'm not usually into shimmery, but for some reason I really don't mind it with this. I think it looks so nice. Yeah, you can just get a nice idea of like an easy look. I'm gonna put a tad bit more bronzer on, just a tad, but make sure that I really buff it in. Give myself a little bit of color. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm so excited to be showing you guys one of probably my second favorite product besides the foundation from Believe Beauty. It is their, what are they called? Their cream blushes, duh. I'm really loving these a lot. I actually wish that they had different colors. This first color is called Tropical Sunset. It is a very orangey coral type color. I'm really liking it, but I feel like it's a little bit too orangey. Maybe like 3 months ago I would have really liked something that was super orangey, but I'm not really into it. And then this color is just a little bit too berry colored for me personally, so I will be mixing them today. I will be using this sponge. You can see kind of where I've mixed it before. This is super pigmented, so you have to be really careful with it, but it is so beautiful and so flexible. So I just put like a little bit in here and then a little bit in the pinkier color, just to kind of cool it down a little. And then I'm going to pat it on my high points. You can see, I'll get a little closer. You can see it's already applying some, and I'm just pushing that into the parts of my skin that I want it to be. I like it slightly under my eyes. I feel like it gives a somewhat youthful look. And then I'm gonna back up. You can kind of see in shade what it looks like. Now, obviously I'm not applying a ton. I'm just gonna build it up because, geez, this is so pigmented, but I'm gonna rub it around slightly. Rub it around slightly in the other one, and we'll just keep going. You can see as soon as I put a dot, you can see it, so you have to be super careful. I'm gonna put some on this side too. We're just gonna be pushing it into the skin. Oh my gosh, I feel like I put way too much on this side. This wears really nicely. It looks super natural once you give it a little bit of time to kind of blend into the skin more. I'm a mess. And then I'm gonna take what's left over and I'm gonna put it over my nose, and it's gonna be kind of like a U almost, or a W. So I'm gonna just keep pushing it in. I mean, I know it's not summer, but I'm just doing this because I already miss summer. I'm just like, why not do a summery look? So this is what it looks like right now. I feel like it does kind of wear down a little bit, so even if it looks slightly bright, it'll kind of melt into my skin and look a bit more natural. But it is so easy to apply. I really love it. I do kind of wish that these didn't come apart, but instead was like a flip or something, because I feel like the way that this is, I'm just gonna lose them. And also it's kind of hard to put the lids back on. So packaging is not necessarily an A+ for the blushes, but the packaging for this is glass. In the pump, I mean, this is amazing for $5, literally incredible. So yeah, so that's what the complexion looks like. I'll do another close-up real quick, get an idea in sunlight, and then also kind of an idea sitting back in natural shade. I only have a handful more products from them, but next I'm going to be doing eyebrows. This is their eyebrow styling gel. It is in dark brown. These are my natural eyebrows. They're super dark. I'm going to be taking this. I will say I feel like the spoolie right here is a little bit stiff, Also, it does apply a lot of product. It kind of makes your eyebrows look matte, if that makes sense. So use just a little bit so it's not too fake looking, I would say. But it does hold pretty well. I'm just gonna brush it through my brows. And it does apply quite a bit of color as well. You can see here what this looks like in the sunlight. It still looks a little wet because it's not dry. This is my good eyebrow. And then I'm going to take what's left and I'm going to apply it here on this other eyebrow. Be careful, it is quite pigmented. That's kind of how it applies. That's what the color looks like. It's almost like a grayish dark brown, which is perfect for me, maybe not for other people. But they didn't have that many colors. It would be cool to see more colors in that too. But it's pretty great. I like it for a little bit more hold than my Wow Brow by e.l.f. I love that one. I live by it, breathe it. Wow Brow is life. But this is a pretty close second. For price, it's the same price, I think, so it doesn't make a difference. Next is the Believe Beauty Extended Lengthening Lash Mascara. I've never tried the telescopic mascara, but this is supposedly supposed to be a dupe for it. So this is what the wand looks like. You can see that it's very, very bendy. I mean, it bends so easily, like you're touching it lightly and it's just bending. But I like it so far. It does not flake. It has not flaked. It's pretty easy to remove. It was really inexpensive and I like the gold packaging. So I'm going to apply this through my lashes. I'm going to show you in bright light and then we'll switch over to some shaded light. I will say it's a very natural looking mascara, super natural looking. And it applies and layers really well. So I'm going to go into the darker side of the window with the natural shade. It does lengthen pretty well, I would say, and it separates really nicely, kind of like a full fan effect. I'm pleasantly very surprised with this mascara. Again, no problems with it kind of flaking on the bottom of my lashes. I will say it does sometimes, like towards the end of the day, kind of leave a residue under my lash line, but I don't put mascara on my bottom lashes, so I don't know what that would look like if it was on your bottom lashes. So proceed with caution with that. Okay, this is what the mascara looks like on with both eyes. You can see here what it looks like with some of the shade. Really long, almost. Super nice, surprisingly. I really do like this mascara. I haven't had any problems with it. And I would say that it's probably one of my favorites. The sun is moving, so I need to move my camera with it. Sorry. So my last two products are really optional items. My first one being the Believe Beauty. I believe this is the Lustrous Shine Lip Gloss in Clearly Crystal. I have my thoughts on this. I don't like the smell. It smells like plastic. It tastes like plastic. I'm not really into the plasticky smell. Also, not really into the wand. The wand itself is kind of cheap feeling, flat. Not really into that, especially because I like to apply a lot. But the formula, if you can get past the scent and the formula of this, for only, I think it was only like $2. I don't know the exact price, but it was under $5. For the price, if you want a variety of lip glosses that have that smoothing effect. So in my Lawless Beauty, I had a plumping lip gloss that was supposed to have like a smoothing effect on the lips, and that was the one thing that I really liked. But the lip gloss itself, it was like $25, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know why I bought that. It gave this smoothing effect once it's set, and it was really nice. And that was the only thing that I really liked besides the wand. I think I'm going to take this formula and put it in that bottle because this does the same exact thing and it's only like $2. It has this smoothing effect that makes your lips look really juicy. It's not sticky. and it looks really, really smoothing. It feels smoothing. If you can get past the scent, it is amazing. I'm really loving it. So for formula, 10 out of 10. For packaging, 3 out of 10. And for flavor, I would love like a vanilla scent or something, or even unscented, just not plasticky scent or plasticky taste. 3 out of 10 as well. But formula, super nice. So I'm really looking forward to that. And last but not least, this isn't anything that's really directly makeup application, but this is makeup removal. These are the Believe Beauty wipes. They're $4 for a pack. They're not great. They're kind of just like average makeup removers. They don't have a very strong scent or anything like that. This is the micellar water ones, but sometimes they can be slightly drying. But really, I don't have too many complaints. I just don't think that they're the best in the world, and I don't think they're the worst. So that is that. This is my Believe Beauty makeup look. I really am loving the products for the price. They're really quick and simple and easy to use. My favorite products absolutely have to be the foundation. I love this. I love using it, almost doubling up under my eyes. It layers well as kind of like almost a concealer. It's really, really great. It wears super well. It's a great price. It's made really well, made of glass, incredible. Believe Beauty blushes, I can't wait for more colors. I hope there are more colors soon. Maybe change up the packaging, but really great formula. I think that's the biggest thing with all of these products, is that the formulas are great. They have their own little tidbits here and there of things that I personally would fix, but really, really great. Oh, sorry, this is all in the sun. You can't even barely see it, but really, really great overall. And then the Believe Beauty Lengthening Mascara, really great prices, looks pretty on my desk, looks high quality. And I feel that I get a really high quality skin finish with these products. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice. We went to a concert over the weekend, and so my voice is just like totally shot. All the other products are really great optional products. They're not going to be bad. They're not my favorites, but I mean, for Dollar General makeup, Dollar Generals are everywhere. For, you know, people who are looking to save money or don't have like big box beauty stores near them, these are really, really incredible prices, incredible makeup. I wish you could order it online. I do, I really do, because I personally just, it's a little bit out of my way sometimes to go and get makeup at a Dollar General, just in like the rural area of kind of where we live. So I would love if those were available on Amazon or if they could be purchased online. But I mean, I even got some root to end shampoo from Dollar General, which is also a Dollar General exclusive, and that was freaking awesome. I'm really liking these Dollar General exclusive products. So I would say Believe Beauty is worth the hype. It's worth trying out. You could skip probably on the sponge, on the cleansing wipes, and on the bronzer. But honestly, the bronzer, it's starting to kind of grow on me too. It just looks so natural. It all looks so wonderful. Blends really nicely, especially if you have dry skin like me. So definitely worth trying. Almost worth trying more than Lawless Beauty. I like Lawless Beauty's products, but for the price, it's just not worth it. I feel like these are great competitors for that. And I would definitely 10 out of 10 buy Believe Beauty again. I probably won't buy Lawless Beauty again, or at least not for a few years. I just wasn't really into it as much as I'm loving these products. So incredible, worth your time, worth your energy, worth your money for sure. So I hope this video helped, especially all my friends that were interested in learning more about it and just kind of seeing the application process. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. If not, that's cool too. It is what it is. I also have an Instagram, kindly Christina. You can check me out below. And thank you so much for being here, for watching this. I love you. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.